At the end of the first Viltrumite War, when Thrag makes an agreement with Invincible and Omni-Man to let the Viltrumites stay on Earth to repopulate, we can see an annoyed Anissa who tells Thrag that she doesn't want to reproduce with humans because of how less superior they are to her, until she suddenly figures out who she wants to do it with. Later in the story, after Eve breaks up with Mark, we can see him fly out the window crying and whispering under his breath, "I love you," until he suddenly gets cut off by Anissa, who has been looking for him all day and asks him where he has been, to which Mark responds and tells her it's none of her business. But before he can say any more, he gets cut off by Anissa again, who tells him that she has a job to reproduce and that she will fulfill it no matter what, which Mark replies and says he's sorry to hear that, but Anissa cuts him off and tells him that he will be the one, to which Mark denies and tries to fly away, but Anissa gets a hold of him and punches him in the back. Mark says he really doesn't want to fight this, which Anissa agrees and tells him to just let it happen, but Mark says no again, which really makes Anissa mad. So she suddenly headbutts him in the nose and starts to beat on him. Mark starts to get mad, so he fights back, but it doesn't go as he plans due to the fact that she's enjoying it. As he goes for another punch, Anissa suddenly grabs it this time, telling him that he's improved a lot from the last time they fought, but still isn't strong enough to defeat her, as she suddenly grabs him by the neck and throws him to the ground, causing a big crater to form. As she is suddenly on top of him, she grabs both of his arms and tells him to stop fighting and that this is happening whether he wants it to or not. Mark strikes back and hits her, telling her in a louder tone that this isn't a game and he doesn't want this at all. Anissa suddenly puts him on the ground with her arm on his neck, telling him she doesn't care what he wants and claims that a part of him is actually enjoying this. As she is ripping his clothes off, we suddenly see a disturbing image group of her violating Mark, and right after they finish, Anissa tells Mark to man up and that this won't be the last time that she does this due to the fact that it might take a couple of tries. As she flies off, we can see Mark in a state of disgust and shock due to what just happened to him. After this tragic event happened in the comics, it really took a toll on Mark's mental health throughout the rest of the series and changed him forever.